All right. Welcome back to day three, part two. This time I'll be so in part two of this video. We'll actually be talking about the play. I'll try to refrain from talking about my personal life too much. Of course, the play is about my personal life, so you know. So first, I want to start by doing a reading of the play. I think that reading a play out loud is a lot better than just reading it silently, or listening to someone read it out loud is a lot better than reading it silently, because it gives you an idea of the way certain things should be said and at the speed they should be said, and then you also focus more on the transitions, because usually when you're reading you just kind of gloss over the things that are in parentheses and transitions because you want to get to the dialogue, because that's where all the good stuff is usually. So yeah, so and also this is to catch everyone up to speed on what has been written so far, so we're all on the same page when I go to write, and then that's when all the typing sound effects will be in, and all the creepy people who go crazy for that kind of stuff will love it. So Son has just got back to his apartment after being stood up on a date at Olive Garden. After he gets inside, he strips down into his underwear to escape the heat, and then he calls his mother. Son, hey. Mother, hi baby. Son, what are you up to? Are you working right now? Mother, yes. We've been crazy busy today with patients and cases. I just now finally found a moment of peace in the break room, so you actually picked the perfect time to call me. She giggles. What's up? Son. Well, so you remember that girl I said I was talking to, right, and that we were going to be going on our date today, right? Mother, yeah. Son. Well, she texted me yesterday while I was at work and said that she would rather do lunch today instead of dinner tonight, so I said that was fine. We decided that we were going to meet at noon, so I get there today right at 11:50, and I decide to get us a table. After I was sat down, I texted her that I got us a table, and she said she would be in soon. After waiting an hour, I went to check Snapchat to ask if she was alright, and then I saw that she had unfriended me. And so, then I ended up eating Olive Garden by myself, which is something that I never thought that I would ever do. With a look of melancholy on his face, he breathes in deeply through his nose and lets out a soft sigh. And so now I'm back in my place, and I'm just so confused about what's happened. Mother, well, what do you mean by that exactly? Son, what I mean is that I just don't understand why I seem to have such bad luck with women. I don't think that I'm ugly or annoying. I don't think that I take bad care of myself. You should have seen me today. I was dressed up in my absolute nicest outfit because I was so excited to be going on a date with a girl who I could have sworn liked me. And then she was nowhere to be found. And this is how it always is. I meet a girl. We talk for a little while. I ask her out. She says yes, and then she never shows up. I just don't get it. Like, is somebody secretly murdering all of my dates? And even beyond that, in my real relationships, it seems like they just flip a switch in their minds, and all of a sudden, things that I did for them that they loved, they all of a sudden hate, and then somehow it's all my fault. It's all so confusing to me. How is it that when I'm the one buying everything that she wants and taking her to places that she wants to go, I'm somehow not doing enough? I would give her unconditional love and support for every second of the day to remind her how amazing I thought she was, but that wasn't enough apparently. But then I'm left guessing about what she's really thinking and about how she really feels about me, because she never communicated with me, which makes me insecure, and then I begin to doubt myself in our relationship until it all finally comes to a head, and then on the same day we break up, I found out that she's actually been cheating on me this whole time and that she was just manipulating me and my kindness to her. He pauses and catches his breath to calm himself down. And I just want to know why these kinds of things keep happening to me. Am I doing something wrong? Is none of this actually my fault? Am I just the unluckiest guy in the world or something? Holding back tears. What do I do, Mama? Mother, baby, what I think you should do is just relax at your apartment for the rest of the day, and then in the morning I want you to drive here and we're going to spend the day together and talk about it some more, okay? Son, okay, that's fine. I love you. Mother, I love you, baby. He hangs up the phone and sits on his couch for a moment before standing up and throwing his phone against a wall and screaming at the top of his lungs before falling to his knees and sobbing. Transition. Stage goes dark as all the furniture is slowly removed while Not Over You by Gavin DeGraw plays until the son is left on stage by himself in a single chair, and then the spotlight hits him. Interlude 1. Son. My first girlfriend was frankly amazing. She was smart, funny, driven, absolutely beautiful, and she asked me out, which is something that I always figured must happen to me after going my entire 18 years of life without having a girlfriend before, or even my first kiss yet. Her and I had a showmance, which is where you become a couple through a play that you're in together. She played my opposite in the show, and we actually had a stage kiss. So, one time during rehearsal, we were on stage during a scene where it's just the two of us, and instead of saying her line, she stands up and asks me to prom. And I remember all of our friends and classmates were in the audience, and they just blew up when she said that. And looking back on it now, it's actually quite funny to me when I think about it. And then from that point on, we were almost inseparable. We did everything together. And I remember that the show we were in was considered to be one of the best plays that my high school had ever put on. People loved the absolute shit out of that show. Everything was great. A year went by and I started community college as a physics major. My first year was pretty easy since it was just general education stuff. And then after she graduated, we both ended up going to university together so that we could be together easier. My first year at university kicked my fucking ass and made me realize that physics was not for me. So then I switched for a year, and so then I switched to history for a year, and around the same time, she switched from journalism to political science. History was not as difficult as physics, but it was just so boring to me. And I just left a bad taste in my mouth. So then, I finally bit the bullet and switched to doing theater, and fell in love with it immediately. And so, life was basically perfect for me. I was in an amazing relationship with the girl of my dreams. I was studying something that I was truly passionate about and wanted to devote my life to. And I just thought that it couldn't get any better than this. And then she started drinking. Spotlight goes dark on Sun, end interlude. Transition. Sun gets up from his chair as the stage changes into a restaurant setting while Talking to the Moon by Bruno Mars plays until the end, and then we see Sun eating with his mother. Scene 2. Son, I love Charlie's Chicken so much. I really wish that I had one that was closer to me. Mother, that would be nice, but then we wouldn't be able to go eat it together as often. Son, you're right about that. So, do you plan on giving me any advice about what happened, or did you want me to come home? Did you just want me to come home and spend time with you? Mother, well, both, honestly. You know what? I love spending time with you, but when you called me yesterday about what happened, I could tell that you were very upset. You're just like your father. You don't show much emotion very often, which is why when you do, it's always for good reason. Son, speaking of which, how is Daddy? Mother, he's doing as well as he can, I guess. Nothing really changes in our lives unless you or your sister are involved, now that both of you are out of the house. Oh gosh, I need water. Now that both of you are out of the house, I feel like he isn't as stressed as he maybe used to be. Especially since we almost never argue anymore. I haven't told him about the girl who cheated on you or your date because I figured you would want to do that yourself. Son, alright then, that's good. I'm happy to hear that Daddy is doing fine. I really wish that I was better at talking to him, especially since I'm probably not the son he always wanted. I love sports, and I wish I was good enough to make it big, but I just didn't have it in me, I guess, although I am a pretty good bowler. Mother, no matter what life path you choose for yourself, your father will always be proud of you, just as long as you don't get involved in drugs or get arrested for anything. And I think that you should try to devote more of your time to bowling, because you are really good. Your 300 ring is proof of that. You should have been there when I told your father that you shot 300. He damn near jumped into the air and shouted with excitement. I haven't seen him get that excited about anything since he heard you'd made the high school baseball team. Son, really? That's funny. That's really funny. When I remember how stoic he always is. If you think that I don't show a lot of emotion, then that must mean that Daddy is an emotionless rock. You know, I feel a lot better now. Thank you for taking me out, Mama. I love you. Mother, I love you too, baby. We should probably get home to see your father so you can tell him yourself about what happened. Son, you're probably right. They begin to drive back home as the stage goes dark. Transition. The stage goes dark as the restaurant is removed from the stage while Baby Come Back by Player plays until the end. Until it ends, and then we... What the fuck? It ends. And then we see Sun sitting in a chair illuminated by a spotlight. Interlude 2. So, the stress that college was putting on my girlfriend was absolutely eating away at her health. She was taking 5 or more classes every semester. She was in a sorority and was also in a number of clubs and other things. And so, as a means of escaping the stress, she turned to alcohol. If you ask me, I think that the reason why our relationship failed is because she decided that getting blackout drunk at frat parties, not sorority parties, frat parties, was more important than maintaining a stable relationship with me. And she was also underage at the time. I had already decided that I was never going to drink because I just didn't like alcohol from a regular food and drink standpoint, but her behavior unquestionably cemented this harsh value in my mind. I made a vow to myself after our breakup that I would never drink, no matter. That I would never drink. That I would never drink, no matter what, even if my own life depended on it, because I promised myself that I would not compromise my own values for another person, no matter who they were. So, To put it simply, my girlfriend broke up with me after I told her that I didn't think I could trust her after she was going out to these parties and getting so drunk that she couldn't stand up on her own without at least telling me where she was. And keep in mind that we always texted each other non-stop throughout the day, so me texting her and then her not texting back relatively soon was a huge red flag in my mind that she might be in trouble. I was almost never worried that she might be cheating on me. I was always worried about her safety. Because think about it. She's a young girl on a large college campus where there are a lot of parties happening. She's getting really drunk. Can you imagine how easy it would be for someone to slip a drug in her drink without her noticing? I was so worried about something like that happening that I was throwing up pretty regularly from the stress. And the part that killed me the most was that she never asked me to come with her to these parties at any point. You're not cheating on me? You're perfectly safe in your drunken state. I have no reason not to trust you? What an absolute load of horse shit. Transition. Stage goes dark as Sun gets up from his chair and we switch to a garage setting where we see Sun approach his father and they begin talking as the lights come back up. Music playing as Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. Sun. Hey, how are you doing? How's work? Father. I'm doing good. Work's been good. How are you? Son. Well, I've got some news. The first is that Michaela and I aren't together anymore because she was cheating on me. Father. Oh, Son. The second is that I've gotten back into online dating and I thought I was going well until yesterday when I had a date with the girl that I've been talking to and then she stood me up. Father. Oh, Son. And so right now I'm just utterly confused by what's been happening to me, and so I just need you to talk to me about it and give me the fatherly advice that I need right now. Father. Alright, so I don't need to tell you this, but breakups are obviously hard. And you know this because you've had 2 girlfriends before this one, and I know that you don't want to think this way or admit it, but you've become a better and stronger person because of these breakups. And I know that waiting for the one sucks a lot, and I know that you're going to feel really lonely during these coming months, and maybe even years until you get into a new relationship. And you just have to remember that when you're at your lowest, to just think of us. And I'm sure you'll feel better because you did. And you are strong. You are so strong. If anybody else in the whole world was in your position, then they would have cracked from the stress so long ago. I know that I'm your father and that I'm supposed to be this pillar of example for you to follow, but if I'm being honest, then I really envy the strength that you have. The way that you've handled these past breakups has been absolutely textbook in every way, I think. And it has made me so proud to know that despite all the bad things that these girls have said to you and done to you, you never once let your manners falter. You've handled all these breakups so well. You haven't thrown things, or hit things, or broken anything, or said anything mean or regretful, and that is just amazing. You are amazing. Remember how amazing you are, and nothing will be able to stop you from achieving the happy life that I know you want. Son. Tearing up from the thought of knowing that he's finally connected with his father on a deeper level. Thank you, Daddy. Transition. They embrace as the stage goes dark and the scene goes back to the single chair illuminated by the spotlight. Music playing Is This Love by Whitesnake. Son. Of the 3 relationships that I've had, my second girlfriend was definitely the most similar to me. She was a total nerd in every way. She loved playing video games. She geeked out on Lord of the Rings with me. Her and I would play Magic the Gathering with my friends, and we would just generally have a fantastic time. Her and I met through the dating app called OkCupid. It's a generally good dating app, I think. A funny story about it is that I had bought a monthly membership in order to try and increase my chances of finding a new girlfriend. But in the 2 months that I had been using Premium, I hadn't really been talking to more girls or even getting new matches, and so nothing really changed at all about the app aside from the fact that I was now paying money to use it. So I canceled a membership, and literally the next day, her and I matched on the app. And after we matched and started talking, it was sparks almost immediately from the moment that we started talking, and I knew that I was interested in her, and that she was interested back. Right. So that's everything I've written up to this point, so that's, I would say that's about midway or a third through interlude number 3. So, so I'm not going to actually get to writing anything in this part 2. I'm going to wait till part 3 to do that, especially now my voice is all tired. I need water. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel to see more content just like this. It helps keep me motivated to make more content for you all. And until next time, bye!